guys, we've got a very, very special treat for you this episode of CVXX. We're going to be talking about the 3DO. Now, why are we doing an entire show about the 3DO?
Because you had one, that's why.
Because I had one, but also because I believe that the 3DO was the beginning of the future. The beginning of everything else.
That's what they claimed as well.
It was what they claimed. But the 3DO predated the PlayStation. The 3DO pointed a way forward into the future of video game entertainment. It might not have been the right direction it was what they claimed, but it did point a way forward. And so I think it's important that we take a look at the 3DO, we take a look at what it meant, we take a look at some memories, we take a look certainly at a bunch of games, and let's get into it.
Let's get started. Let's get started.
Ryan, very brief.
Let's get started. Let's get started.
Take it from somebody who used to live in the 1990s. But this is what the 1990s looked like. You had two tellies in your living room. You would stand with a ghetto blaster in the kitchen with your pals while Space Raiders was on the telly. Sorry, Space Raiders are crisps. Space Invaders. And you also played your Famicom. And you sat there playing your Japanese Famicom knockoff looking thing. You specky bastard. And you were saying to yourself, when are the real video game machines coming out? The real ones.
This is flying. This is real flying. This is racing. This is real racing. This is action. This is real action. Now the real 3DO player is here. Only from Panasonic. An interactive multiplayer that's up to 50 times more powerful than ordinary systems. So get real. The 3DO interactive multiplayer. Only from Panasonic.
Because this is the thing. See the games machines we had before this? They were wee toys for babies.
If you're not playing on a 3DO system, what are you playing with? Presenting 3DO, the most advanced home gaming system in the universe. It's time to put away your toys.
3DO from Panasonic, Gold Star and Creative Labs. A new low price and free games.
I had a great idea. I thought I'll catch up with Consolvania and CVXX star Ryan McLeod and see what he thinks of the old 3DO games.
I feel like since Guff took over, we've just forgot how to do this ourselves.
That's the way it works.
Guff have supplied us with this monitor, which is a monitor that allows us. No many people have got this. This is kind of new technology from Guff China, and as you can see, that's us there on that. So we can look at this and we can see ourselves to make sure that we're in focus and stuff like that. So it looks like we're in focus just now.
And we got the special Batman model as well, which was
indeed
a lot more expensive.
So just set that there. It looks also as if we can see audio recording levels on it. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good as well, let's be honest, because
we can see, well, in real time we can see how often you're peaking, but actually as I'm saying that, it's me that's peaking, so the joke doesn't work.
Well, you're the one that's speaking, you know.
Peaking.
So welcome to the 3DO special. We wanted to do a special episode and we had to do it in old style, Consolvania style, really, because we are going to be using, if you can believe this, my launch system 3DO.
It's not even going to turn on.
That I had when I was a wee guy. So 1993, so I was 16 years old. So this is technology. Say what you want about Trip Hawkins. This is technology that has now lasted for almost 30 years.
This is not technology.
Longer than that. Hold on.
You've trampled out the joke that I love the most.
What was the joke? Sorry.
The joke was, I forgot what you said about Trip Hawkins now.
Say what you want about Trip Hawkins, but this is technology that has lasted for 30 years.
This isn't technology that's lasted for 30 years, because he said say what you want, that's a joke.
So, longer than 30 years, I think you'll find 32 years now, and it's still working.
That's long enough for a man to be born, grow up, have multiple breakdowns, and gear up all hope. 32 years, isn't it?
It's
That's one way of looking at it.
my 3DO has almost outlived Jesus. So let's
What was he against 34?
He was, I think he was about 33 when he OD'd. So we are going to, what we're going to do is we're going to play some 3DO games. Ryan's going to join me for some of them, but you know I'm going to be playing a lot of them. I've contacted.
I just want the good stuff.
I've contacted a few celebs to see if they get involved. I've contacted Ringo Starr, and I've contacted.
How did you contact him? Have you got his bleeper?
I emailed him. I didn't send him any fan mail. I'll tell you about that. And I don't know if you remember Screaming Jay Hawkins. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I do.
I don't really know who that is, but I also
email.
I paged him.
Page.
Actually. Yeah. So let's get started. That's enough of an introduction. Let's get started with some beautiful.
Does this tell you how long we've been recording as well? Unfortunately, it doesn't.
It doesn't. That's not anything we ever want to see. And my beautiful wife is now bringing 2 cups of tea in. Thank you very much.
They're absolutely enormous.
And also some pistachios as well. Is that pistachios?
Yes.
So we've got nuts. We've got a Guffed monitor here. We've got our cups of tea. And it's time for the 3DO special. And I'm going to say a word that I shouldn't say. The Consylvania 3DO special.
Remember what you paid for the 3DO or what your mom paid?
A lot of money. It was a lot of money. It was hundreds of pounds.
I've only got American numbers, but it's stated as a high launch price. It gives you an equivalent actually. It's $699, which is the equivalent of $1,400 now. So it was pretty pricey.
Yeah, I think if I remember rightly, yeah, it was expensive. It was definitely expensive at the time, and I can't remember what the reason was that I got it, whether it was like a birthday or something, but also there was something else that happened, but I can't really remember what it was. I think I got it as a special treat for not dying. Because this was around about the period I just kind of came out. I was coming out of the period where I was having loads of seizures and all of that, and brain scans and all of that kind of stuff. And I think that idea must have been in my parents' head, like this could be a bad thing. But now things are starting to settle down. I was on medication. I'd kind of ridden through it all right and all that. So I don't know if this was because
your return file with that flashing.
I remember at the time being like,
finish it off.
This is a big gift. You know, I remember thinking that at the time, and I thought, I wonder if this is kind of like he's been through a lot. He's been through a lot.
It was hard being a teenager in North Glasgow back in the early 90s. I used to sit in disused buildings like this and think to myself, I wonder if I'll ever be a total legend. And I was.
So we've had a look at 3. Ryan has, the first one we had on was this one, PaTaank. Which is a favourite of mine, even though it's not considered very highly. But PaTaank is definitely a favourite of mine. Me and Kenny, Pennsylvania's Kenny back in the day.
You have nostalgic feelings about this?
Hugely nostalgic feelings about it because it's such an odd and strange game.
That's true.
It's great technology.
Welcome to PaTaank. You are about to take a wild ride on 3 of the most tooth-jarring pinball levels in the world. Shoot the girl on the ultimate wave in the surf room. Set the heart on fire in the carnival.
It's a pinball game, and it does genuinely feel like pinball once you get into the groove with it. And I just find it a great deal of fun. Different tables, possibilities to go for high scores. The problem is, if you want to get a really high score in it, you'll be playing it for hours.
Right. Which I wouldn't advise, because we had it on for 10 minutes and I felt like I wanted a wee lie down.
So much boost energy, see as well. So you can't just Frantic play. A drained, right?
You drain! Are you running out of fuel?
But it's still a really interesting game. This is the thing.
It's a bit like being in a maze or something. There's something.
It's disorienting.
Yeah.
It disorients you. But I think it sums up kind of the style of the 3DO a wee bit, which is this very extreme.
Aye, it's very, very, very 90s as well. Extremely distilled 90s.
Very extreme, very 90s. The next one we tried was the Need for Speed, which was the game I used to show people back in the day, no long after I first got my 3DO. And it used to blow people's minds.
Oh, yeah. Now, contextualise this 1993.
Full motion video. You get your sexy guy there, cool sexy guy challenging you to races.
I probably back in the day would have been more convinced by him than I am there.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, pressed on him, so let's see.
He's going to have something to say, isn't he?
Okay, here's the deal. You can fly it solo, race against the clock, we can have some real fun, and you can take me on. What do you say?
Fucking brilliant, man. He is such a cool guy.
He's not as cool and set, he just looks like a guy, like a dad I would see on the school.
Like a guy that didn't get a job on Friends.
Aye, that guy. But the game's alright. Racing games date.
They get better. There's a lot of good racing games right around the corner.
But you know,
right
still,
around the, never mind.
I think it stands up right around the corner. It was really good. I think it stands up. Ryan, you can talk to us about Starfighter a wee bit on 3DO, which is the third one we tried.
I had at least a couple of flight sticks that I don't remember investing in that kind of kit for any other console, but I had a couple of flight sticks specifically to play Starfighter because it played back in the day. I remember it playing very smoothly and it being a very immersive, atmospheric experience, and it actually pleasantly stands up.
Very in your face in there again. Pretty sure this released on PlayStation later.
Did it? God, it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Should they land? Destroy the land?
Oh, aye, it's on boards.
Should be able to get that.
Let me know for the terrain building stuff.
No, I think you can destroy everything.
It's still a very smooth game to play, and it looks surprising. You get a lot of pop-up and stuff like that, but it looks surprisingly great.
I think that we're in a weird time just now, which is, there was a time I think maybe 10 years ago when 3DO games looked terrible. But
games now, there's so many games designers, especially indie games designers, that would love their game to look like Starfighter.
Well, this is the thing. I think there's so many game designers now using retro looks and feels in their games that actually all 3DO stuff starts to look kind of fresh again.
You know how you can get, you know how there's a lot of games now, I'm not been doing on games, but you know how there's a lot of them and sometimes you feel as if you've seen things before, like, oh, I've seen this type of thing before. Starfighter feels as if, I don't know, it feels like it's in its own way, it's quite unique because it's all kind of specifically made, you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh no, 100%, aye.
Like the explosions and things like that, and the assets, and the way that the text in the world is built, it's all kind of very, very unique and to that game. It's no like it's the same thing to a degree. It's just a space shooter thing, but
it's also like, you know, when did Star Fox come out on the SNES?
It's not out yet, I don't think. Is it?
We need to fact check that. Have you got your phone on you? We're allowed to use data slinks if we're over to the Guft Studios. But I'm pretty sure Star Fox was around about 1995 maybe?
Star Fox SNES release date.
Let's see. I feel like this is something we should know off the top of our heads, but...
1993.
So Star Fox was... Well, there you go. Star Fox was earlier than I thought. 1993 it was released.
But Star Fox, as this arc was the point, is on rails. Starfighter is not on rails. You can go where you want.
Well, that was the kind of point I was going to make. This is a much more impressive looking and playing game than even Star Fox.
I don't think it's a very well known game, but it feels like a wee bit of a hidden gem.
Yeah, great. Anyway, let's get back to it. Let's play a few more.
Let me take you back to Glasgow's Sauchiehall Street in 1993. Actually, this doesn't look like 1993. Let him have a check. It looks way older than that. No, look, there's Robert Halpern. He was a hypnotist in the early 80s.
We would like to take you into the world of your subconscious.
Turn the bloody kettle off.
You know, my ma took me to see Robert Halpern back in the day, and at the end of the show, he hung himself, and it was still remains in my mind one of the most amazing things I've ever seen on a stage. Anyway, this is one of the fundamental games for me when it comes to the 3DO, because I was very excited to get my hands on this. It was a Dungeons and Dragons game, that's why. And that's the kind of thing I was into at the time, you know? That's the kind of boy I was. And this is Slayer on the 3DO. The vibes are just immaculate in this game. The game came in a beautiful big cardboard long box. Packaging was gorgeous. And the music, this is going to be a theme with 3DO stuff, is beautiful. Now, you can create a character for this game, or you can choose a character. You don't have a party, you ride solo in Slayer. So Slayer isn't like your turn-based RPG, Dungeon and Dragon games. It's not like Eye of the Beholder or anything like that. It's a weird kind of first-person exploration and adventure game. And here's the cool thing. Every time you enter the dungeon, it's randomly generated. You're just trying to make a run through the levels, picking up items, and trying to survive against the enemies that you encounter. Now, for that reason, when Slayer was reviewed at the time, I remember, there were people quite disappointed by the fact that it wasn't just one of these conventional RPGs. But I remember when I got it in Sauchiehall Street in Glasgow. I brought it home, loaded it up. This was a game I was able to lose myself in for hours and hours and hours. And listen, a very difficult game as well. A very scary game. That was the first thing I noticed. This was a game that even at, 17 years old or whatever I was, I didn't really enjoy playing it late at night. You would get a fright, things would creep up behind you. You would hear noises around the corner. It would get you a wee bit nervy. This was a different time, you need to remember. This was before the world turned into this hellish nightmare where you could genuinely get your throat slit at any moment. This was back when you felt safe. One of the nicest things about Slayer is that it's a proper game. It's set up to allow you to have as much fun as possible and the kind of fun that you want to have. So, as I said, you've got the randomly generated dungeons. You've got seeds, of course, that you can save if you want to visit the same dungeon again, if you come across a particularly good one. But you can also customise almost everything about the game. You can customise difficulty levels, you can customise how many traps appear, what type of monsters appear. You can really tailor the game for your tastes. And it's just the perfect game to stick on for a few hours and take a romp through a dungeon. Challenging, atmospheric, and it really, I think, still to this day, looks pretty nice. This is something we'll probably say again and again about 3DO stuff. There was a period of time where stuff that looked like this looked bad. It's like we were being conditioned by the world we were living in to think that this didn't look good. But now we're in a time where people are being more experimental with aesthetics. People are mining the past for aesthetics. And suddenly, something like this, you look at it with fresh eyes and you say, man, Slayer's still a cracker. When it comes to underrated 3DO games, one game that never gets mentioned is Slam & Jam 95. Now, it's probably because basketball's a bit niche, certainly a bit niche in the UK. But this was a game I picked up way back in the day, and I was absolutely blown away by the graphics. I mean, look at it. Even just now, take a look. So this is run about the time of NBA Jam and stuff like that, right? And this is a step ahead of that, certainly, graphically and animation-wise.
He puts it up. Nails it.
I think it's always a decent test of what a console is capable of to kind of go, well, what do the basketball games look like? What do the basketball games play like? The sport games are a critical marker, I think, for how well a console performs. I won't be covering FIFA on the 3DO here or Madden on the 3DO, but they're great as well. So sport was really well covered on the 3DO, but this is one I just think deserves a wee bit more credit than it ever got. I used to play this all the time and I wasn't even a basketball fan back then. Now I'm a basketball fan, and maybe stuff like this is fundamental as to why I am. It's a good one. Check it out if you ever get a 3DO, that is. I mean, I'm hoping you're going to watch this special and think, I might pick up a 3DO. Very good, dependable hardware, let me tell you that.
So,
is it running?
Yeah, it's running. So, just there we had a go of, first of all, Quarantine, which I'd actually never played before. I picked it up on eBay.
You happy with your purchase?
Oh. It doesn't instill confidence.
It looks like a crappy game shop in America.
Oh, for fuck me. Look at that logo, man.
It's not great, is it?
There we go.
Logos are shite because all the value has been put into the game. That's why.
100%, mate.
Did Neil Breen make this?
Look at this. So he's remembering his old life.
Yeah. When things weren't so brown. Where did he get that freshly made sandwich?
Don't know. What am I supposed to do?
You need to get higher, I think, for someone. There's somebody shouted you, pick up.
Him?
There is, right. Is he going to come out? Lazy bastard.
Right.
I think you killed him.
Is he dead? Oh, yeah. No, hold on. You want to taxi? No.
It wasn't him.
Right. Is he dead?
Yeah, one, green shot.
Right.
Drive into him, try drive it into him.
I think that kills him, does it not?
I don't know. Red shot's throwing bombs at you. No!
Got him. Okay.
Downtown.
Hey, Cabby, can you give me a lift? I'm not really going that far. Okay. I'm facing the wrong direction though, right? Yes, let's go, let's go. If you can kill anyone along the way, that'll be really nifty. I'm a little weird. Okay. Okay, so I'm wanting to... Jesus. Good music though.
Yeah, really excellent.
Fucking hell.
See, as bad as this looks, that was quite nice. It's put me in mind of something like G-Police, which is a wee bit a couple of years down the line, but it has a quite futuristic look to it that makes me think that I probably would have wanted to own this game back then.
I feel like G-Police looks way better than this.
I wouldn't be too sure.
I don't think it was that cheap either.
No?
No, I don't think it was that cheap. It didn't look very good.
No, I've only ever played it and then went, what's the point in this? Like, I've never persevered with it before, but I've had a shot and I didn't think it was very good.
I do like the cover though.
I like the idea that they're going for. They've just no carried it off very well with the game that you're playing.
It says here it's got a lightning fast new real-time 3D graphic engine. It also says it combines the best elements of first-person shooters, car racing games and demolition derbies. It features filmed a live-action music video introduction, that's true. And we hear this, music tracks from Australian alternative bands.
What more do you need for your AAA game?
Well, there you go.
Made by Game Tech.
But it wasn't very good. The game where you drive around in your taxi.
Another word for no very good is bad.
Well, look. Okay.
That's what it is.
Do you want a shot?
No, thank you.
Space Hulk. Just a classic.
It's a classic.
Just a classic. That's the one you can give the orders. Look at the vibes though, man. Nice. Now, I would like to say, having played Space Hulk, that we've already played, you know, you've just came out here and we said, let's play some games. We've already played a number of good games.
Right, for sure.
And we've only played, this is the 5th game we've played, and it already feels like...
There's only 40 odd to choose for.
It feels like we've already played some great games. But just, it's a classic, the board game is a classic, the video game is a classic. Also, graphically, it looks superb, man. Still looks
Nice
superb.
style.
Very good, scary.
I do remember back in the day that, like, it was borderline whether I could sit down and play that game by myself. It was that tense.
Pretty tense, pretty scary. And then, of course, we had a shot of Return Fire. Been a long time, so very rusty. But this is just an amazing game.
It doesn't even matter how much expectation you go in when you go to turn it on again. To go every time I go back to it, I go, is it going to be as good as I remember it being? But it's really good.
Real time, baby. Here are boys. Here are boys.
Did I pick something?
Yeah.
Really underrated, and essentially just a kind of 2-player game where on this map you're trying to destroy each other's defences and steal the flag and get it back to your
You remember
base.
the Storm games, like Desert Storm and the other Storm games, Jungle Strike and things like that? You could control that helicopter, but then when Return to Fire came out and you were playing against other people, it was mind-blowing. And the way the camera shifts in it as well is really nice.
It's a really great game, sounds great music, again really brilliant presentation. It's a really fast game as well too. Fast to load up, fast to get started, you get in. There's a whole bunch of maps to play on this, and I've also got the expansion pack Maps of Death that gives you a whole load of other maps as well.
How hard can they be? Because the standard maps aren't that easy.
So, just a great game. And of course, 2-player versus each other means you get to daisy chain the controllers, which is one of the other amazing things about the 3DO. It's been hugely successful so far, apart from Quarantine, which I'll investigate a bit further, but it looks like it's shit.
What does it say under the driving a cab in this town is murder? It says.
Yeah, don't put anything about it being murder on your game, because then people who review games can go, the game is murder. Know what I mean?
See, the one thing I would say of Quarantine, though, no roadworks in it at all.
No roadworks.
Loads of roadworks these days on roads.
No roadworks.
So they go that right about the future.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a special report.
Good evening. Unexpected meteor showers have been reported over North America, Europe, and Asia, causing widespread damage and disruption to many communication systems. The National Weather Service reports... Control room, what is going on? Al, what is...
Lieutenant, this is not a drill. Your mission is active reconnaissance over the Nile Delta. Heavy alien activity reported at Giza and Cairo. Set recon scanner for auto-record.
Shockwave and its sequels were games that delivered on the promise of the 3DO. That promise being big production, full motion video, feeling like you're part of an interactive movie almost, but also good gameplay in the mix as well. And there weren't very many games that got this right in the way that Shockwave did. You had all these discrete levels. You had a ship that controlled well. You can see down there on that map thing that you're kind of within these boundaries, but aside that, you can fly around. It's not like an on-rails shooter or anything. You're flying through the pyramids. You're genuinely fighting these alien vehicles. and then you've also got all the FMV stuff happening in the wee screen, and this really did feel modern and exciting when you were playing something like this. And this was also about as American as video games ever got for me, was this period. Because obviously I came up with the Commodore 64, I came up with the kind of UK bedroom coder scene, and then you're into this time of your life where all the games seem to be coming out of America. Now, I've got Japanese games in the 3DO as well, but I want to focus on this kind of frontline 3DO experience, which is very, very American. And these days, I need to be honest, in the modern age, I'm back playing a lot of Japanese stuff again. So, as far as America flying the flag for video games, this was the period for me where it was all about the good old USA. Impossible to explain to people of this day and age how much we all wanted to be kind of cool guys on motorbikes and skateboards and stuff like that back in the 90s, back when we were teenagers. You know, we were starting to move into the period where you'd see guys like the Jackass guys coming up and stuff like that, and this is all because of this kind of era here where it was glamorized to be some kind of punk on a racing bike, battering people in the head, or, you know, thrashing about on skateboards, or just essentially being a naughty boy. Being a naughty boy was encouraged back then. Weirdly though, I think people were just kind of nicer back then as well. Like, even though we were encouraged to be naughty boys, we were just more kind of progressive and nicer, and seemed to have none of the kind of weird, regressive, horrible, kind of fascist tendencies of people nowadays. I don't know. Anyway, Road Rash. This is the best version of Road Rash, by the way. An aesthetic that is about as 90s as you could ever get. A soundtrack that's about as 90s as you could ever get, with proper bands on it, Soundgarden and all that. My nice long box edition still has the audio CD in it of the bands that are on the soundtrack. That's nice. You very rarely find that second-hand nowadays. People used to fling compact discs about like they were frisbees back in the day, you know. So it's hard to find it complete. But this is your game, Road Rash, and it was exciting. It was the kind of game that people would talk about at school. They would say, there's a game out now, and apparently in this game you can ride a motorbike and you can batter other bikers on the head as you go past them. You can whip them with chains. And that, believe me, I know it's hard to believe, but believe me, was one of the most exciting things a teenager could hear. The reason why Road Rash is still so much fun to play, even nowadays, is because it's got these two distinct things going on. One is the race. You want to win the race. There's a career mode in this version, get a bit of money, buy new bikes and stuff like that. You of course want to win the race, but you also really, really want to hit people on the head with a stick. You really want to hear that wee noise, bonk, 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 as you're rattling off their helmet. So there's two distinct elements to this game. Of course they flow together in a sense, but they don't really flow together in your own mind. Sometimes you're like, I won that race, but I didn't crack anybody on the head with a pipe, and you feel a bit sad. I don't know. I think it's just a great game. This was every teenager's nightmare, by the way. Getting kicked right in the helmet by the good-looking lassie in the gang. Kicked in the buzz. Hair flick as she turns away for you. A loser.
So the last three you joined me for, you selected. Well, you selected a couple of these, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
First one we had a go of was Hell, which is a point and click game starring Dennis Hopper, Stephanie Seymour, Grace Jones, and Jeffrey Holder.
Quite often what happens with these types of games where you have stars involved is that you can only afford to pay the stars to do so many lines, so you don't actually see Dennis Hopper that much.
Dennis Hopper's done plenty of lines in his day.
For sure, especially in lines.
The 90s was a bad time. See this word here? Cyberpunk. That, in my mind, usually means shite.
Vacuous is what that means.
Yeah, it's just not a good vibe for me.
A disheveled middle-aged man in baggy Army-Navy garb, just a tad too mod for his age. His hair is standing up, and he looks like he can't remember where he left his glasses. Except he doesn't wear glasses.
I relate to that guy.
Glasses.
Audio files are really low quality. We're much more easily amused by them, aren't we?
Oh, because we can move about to other areas, can't we?
Too much news. Too much news. Even with these machines, it's too much for one person.
I agree, mate. I agree.
Did that guy fight Dracula in a boxing match? I love all this stuff in here though. There's Electronic Entertainment Magazine's advert in here.
Very surprised it's only on one disc.
I mean, I'm not that surprised.
Really, really miss manuals. That's one thing I'm picking up for playing the 3DO games. They've all got, they're all written in character, these manuals, a lot of detail. A lot of world building going on in the manuals.
It's a shame, it's just not a good, it was never a good point and click game.
No.
But an interesting 1990s curio, I would say. Then we come to something, I picked this because I just wanted to, have you played it before?
I'm sure I have, aye.
You must have played it before. Battle Sport is another Studio 3DO game, by the way, which Starfighter was. And is, I think, just an amazing game. It's an amazing...
Better game. Based that and Starfighter, better gameplay than a lot of 3DO games.
Had to interject here. This is probably the 3DO game that I am best at. Battle Sport is one of the best futuristic sport games you'll ever play. I am going to say something controversial here. I'm going to put it right up there with Speedball 2 on the Amiga. It's a split-screen, two-player game where you have to grab a ball, drive around and score it into a goal while you're also able to shoot your opponent. It's about as simple as you can get. And yet this is a game that is never boring, constantly exciting. Honestly, never a dull moment in the game. You're racing around, you're pulling off amazing shots to make your opponent fumble the ball. You're sweeping in to grab the ball. You're scoring for miles out. It's just hugely exciting. And this is one of these games you could put on in your 3DO, play with another player, and you're both going to be shouting at the top of your lungs before you know it. I just think it's fantastic. And this is a very inexpensive 3DO game to pick up on the second-hand market as well. So I would say if you do decide to get a 3DO, this should be one of the first games on the team sheet for picking up. Maybe the first game.
And a better gameplay than a lot of games of the time, particularly when you think it is a two-player game that...
Has that got two manuals?
Yeah, but a different language, which is super competitive. It's a super competitive game that you can get really good at, and it's just a great one.
What certificate is it? Does it say? No.
It's good for everybody. It's an everyone one. Welcome to the future of televised sports. I enjoyed playing it in one player. It's really brilliant in two player. Challenging. It's basically like I pick up a ball, fire a ball into a goal game, but you can shoot each other as well.
And blow up your pal as well.
Blow up your pal as well. And then, of course, Ryan requested a wee go at Wing Commander 3 Heart of the Tiger.
Okay, another one of the very best 3DO games.
Big budget.
Massive budget, great stars, and an actual good game engine in the middle of it as well.
Great gameplay.
I loved this game so much that I played it again on the Amiga version, I remember, because that was the only like system that had that at the time that we played it, and it was so cripplingly slow.
Oh, that's right, there was a Wing Commander on the Amiga, wasn't there?
It was so slow, and I still played it because it was such a good game.
There's Wing Commander on the Super Nintendo as well, Wing Commander, I think was it called Super Wing Commander? I think it was called Super Wing Commander. But there's a Super Wing Commander on this as well, on a 3DO. But this is a great game and a great story as well. Mark Hamill's really good in it.
Stays at his feet. Look at how kind of good this is. Congratulations, old friend.
Just like old times, huh?
I must say, it certainly felt good to be back out there again. My gratitude for your trust in me is endless.
Forget it, Hobbs. You're back where you belong now.
In the early 90s, being able to walk about a spaceship as if you were Luke Skywalker. I mean, I know it's Mark Hamill playing another character, but you're still getting that wee buzz. You're getting that wee contact buzz after Luke Skywalker when you're playing this game.
Lieutenant Rollins, calling Zach, welcome aboard. You get the pep talk from the captain yet?
Something like that.
Well, the good news is it won't take too long to shower off the bullshit around here.
But here's the truth. Forget about all your interactive movie crap. Your night traps, your sewer sharks, all that stuff. Listen, I like all that stuff. I've got all that stuff from a 3DO and I like it. But this, I think, is the best FMV interactive movie ever made. It's got a great story. The space combat's great. The missions are fun. And there's genuine surprises in this. Genuine moments of real drama. It's a big 4-discer, a big epic. And it's really... It's one of the games that points towards a future that never happened. This is kinda what we thought for a period games were going to be like. Like, this was the direction games were going to go. Now, like, we don't use video in games. I worry a wee bit that with AI becoming such a big thing now, we might now see again a lot of games that have AI video in it. You know? People are going to do that. Unscrupulous people are going to build game engines and wrap them in AI video. But there's just something about the texture of this, the humanity of a game like this, that just feels very charming and a real, genuine achievement.
It's got big stars, it's expansive, it feels like you're part of an epic, and as I keep saying, the game in the middle of it is actually really good to play.
So there we go. So we've played a wee handful, Ryan. How do you feel? Because I know coming into this, Ryan was a wee bit like, oh fuck's sake, 3DO.
All games, all games, man. Just sometimes you turn sometimes you can have a wee session, you can play all games, and you turn on about 10 old games in a row, and they're all like this. They're all like, oh, I remember liking this, but Jesus Christ, nowadays I don't think so. But that's not what's happened. We've had quite a high success rate.
I get very defensive of the 3DO, and I always like it when people come in, they play and they go, actually that's really good fun. Like, it wasn't that long ago that, you know, Kenny and Louise was over here one time and we put Twisted, you know, the game show thing on, which is, you know, by many metrics not what you would call a great game, right? But
what's his name in it? Is it Mr. Fez or is it Fez? Or
it's Mr. Fez. It's Mr. Fez. I think it's Mr. Fez. No, I think it's Mr. Fez. I think it's Mr. Fez. But when you play that for an hour when friends are up, you have a great time. And there's a lot of stuff like that in the 3DO. You know, and also, you know, big epic games like this. I'm not sure. It's 4 discs, and I can't remember. I think it says here 3 hours of live action video.
Jesus.
So you've got your big epic experiences. This is we Ryan here just scratched the surface. A lot more to look at. But I just like it because I think the perception in a lot of people's minds is the 3DO was a disaster and everything on it was shite. I'm here to say it's not the case.
It was weird. It wasn't shite. It was really weird.
It's the weirdest game console with the weirdest library, I think.
Listen, we can't get out of this episode without talking about this guy, Tom Zito. He's the guy that did all the Night Trap and Supreme Warrior and this shiter that's coming up. He's still kicking a ball, by the way. Wouldn't he say that Tom's name appearing at the start of a game was a mark of quality? It was more a mark of your pals are all going to laugh at what you're about to show them. This one is Corpse Killer. Remarkably, Corpse Killer's been re-released recently on Switch. There's even a physical version on Switch you can buy. It's so weird that these old bad games are finding a new life in the modern age. I'm only sticking this one on here, by the way, for pure cheek, because this is the real shiter. I like the other ones, kinda, you know what I mean? But this is a real stinker. I think one of the main things you need to do when you're making any kind of zombie media is make sure your zombies are scary. This doesn't even fucking get that right.
Welcome to hell, sucker! Get your booty down here, you poor damn fool! Winston gonna cut you down, man. But we gotta jump quick now. Zombie come.
Now this guy, Jeremiah Burkett, happy to say is still kicking a ball, and his career survived this. He's got about 100 acting credits to his name. Decent wee career. I can't tell you the crushing disappointment I felt when I realised this was just some terrible light gun game without a light gun, you know? And not even a good one. I've had fun with light gun style games in the past. This is a bad one. And this is a real misfire. And this, I think, I wanted to stick on here just because when people hear 3DO, I think it's games like this they think about. And it's no the other oddities and weird stuff that's in the library. It's no the stuff that's genuinely fun and playable that's in the library. It's stuff like this weird dead end stuff that really brings down the reputation of the 3DO. There's a lot of great stuff on the 3DO I've not been able to cover in this because the special would have been about 3 hours long. But what I will say to you is, if you subscribe to our Patreon, I will be putting up more 3DO coverage down the line, just because I think it's time for the 3DO to shine a wee bit. And speaking of the shining of the 3DO,
in addition, your ship does not respond to standard hierarchy identification transmissions and is therefore deemed to be independent. This is not permissible.
This is Star Control 2. This is the acknowledged masterpiece of the 3DO. This is a game where you're a ship travelling through an enormous expanse of space where you can visit planets, scan them, explore them, collect resources, trade those resources.
Attention, unidentified space vessel. I am Starbase Commander Hayes of the slave planet Earth.
This is also available in PC, but this version, with its amazing audio and just this whole total package, is the one to play. You go to these planets, there's a real sense of mystery. You scan, you analyse, you perform missions, you do a bit of spying, you do a bit of battling, you develop your ship. It's just one of the best games you'll ever play. What I love about it is that each distinct wee bit of Star Control 2 is a fun wee mini-game in itself. It's also no over-ambitious, it's not trying to do anything crazily ambitious. As you can see, these are kind of rudimentary graphics almost, but for some reason it's incredibly immersive. And this is also a genuinely brilliantly written game. You encounter so many alien races and they all have distinct personalities. Sometimes you meet bad guys and you go, this bad guy kind of has a point. they probably should take over the galaxy, these people. It's a proper old-school, sprawling RPG game that just uses the 3DO's power to enhance your experience in that fictional world.
Did you find any radioactive elements for our power cores? I'm sorry, Captain, your message was garbled. Our receivers have very little power.
Aye, well, he's fucking at it.
He's been through a lot. Let's tell him big. So the 3DO was... But were you surprised when you had a shot at it? Did you have a memory of being shiter? Or
what do you mean? Shite? What do you mean shite?
Do you have a memory of the...
when we played it last time.
Because culturally, I would say the kind of cultural memory of the 3DO is... This is a lot of shite, I think.
This is trash.
Yeah.
Overpriced trash. The first 32-bit console on Earth, that's a load of trash. But it's no.
But having wee shots of stuff,
No.
like, there was...
No, it's good. Stands up.
Plenty of good fun, plenty of good stuff. And I think it's been much maligned. And the good thing about time, context, distance, is it allows you to kind of look back and go, aye, well, look, it may have been a bit of a misstep, it may have been too expensive, it might not have really been taken on by people, but there was like a lot of great stuff here, a lot of great ideas, the daisy chaining controllers and the kind of focus on multiplayer and stuff like that. So a lot of great stuff there that did point a way forward, you know.
And it gave the world Need for Speed. And Gex.
And Gex. Never the biggest fan of Gex, but it did. I mean, it did.
What's your favourite 3DO games? E3.
Return Fire. And